Janie over here on the left.
Janie McCauley from AP. Along those lines, how did you see Steph and Kevin sort of evolve together, from the beginning when Steph maybe took a little bit of a back seat and let KD get comfortable, and then to them having these fierce three-point shooting contests down the stretch that were pretty intense?
Steph definitely took a backseat to start the season until he realized we didn't need him to take a backseat. We need you to be aggressive as you're going to be. And, when Steph turned that corner, I think it was after Christmas Day, when he turned that corner, we became almost unbeatable. And, that's what we needed. And so, there was this whole thing of who's going to take less shots? Is it going to be Steph, KD, Klay? None of them. The ball is going to find who it need to find at the end of the day, and that's those three guys. And we need them guys to shoot the ball and score for us, and they did that. And so, once they got to that point where Steph's like, I don't need to just try to come up and find KD or Klay. Like, the ball's going to find them, and they're going to get their shots. I need to do what I do, and that's be aggressive. I think that everything changed for this team.
Margaret Kolovich, NBC Sports Radio. Draymond, with all the dubious calls, for lack of a better word, that went against you guys, especially in these last two games, how much sweeter does it now feel to win this one as opposed to the first one you guys won?
No, I don't get old. I'll tell you what, though. I told myself I did like this State of the Union address. I wrote down this stuff like, man, I'm going to say this, I'm going to say that. I was going to bash everybody who talked junk. I felt like RJ was talking junk the whole series. Then the media, JR said some things. I'm like, I'm going to bash everybody. And then, that's a championship team, and they stepped up, the entire season. They were great. And you got to give those guys a lot of credit. And so right along with that, with the calls, that's basketball. That's sometimes the calls just don't go your way, and usually when a team is an aggressor, like Game 4, everybody said, oh, man, that was the worst officiating I ever seen. But they were one of the most aggressive teams I had ever played against. And so usually when you're aggressive, the calls go your way. And tonight we were more aggressive. We got more calls. And I think that's just how the game goes. The referees are going to always get a benefit of the doubt to the more aggressive team because they're earning it. They're more deserving. And so, you look at officiating, it's one of the most inexact sciences that you can come up with. Stuff just happens on the fly. I mean, you're talking, no disrespect to those guys, but you're talking about mostly 40 and 50-year-old guys trying to keep up with 18 to 30-year-olds. That's tough to do. And so I think they were great. They did the best they could. And I don't really look at it and say, oh, man, they were out to get us or they were cheating us. The most aggressive teams get caught, and that's just the way the game has always gone.
Last question on the right.
Steve Berman, Bay Area sports guy over here. Draymond, saw you actually helping up a few Cavaliers today off the floor, not really any sort of arguing with the referees. Was there kind of a different mentality that you came into tonight's game? And also,
man,
do you owe Klay one for saving his life on that one play?
He owed me one.
You've been in the weight room.
Who caught him? Now, he definitely owed me something. I'll take a watch like Steph got me for getting MVP. No, but, I talked to my dad, my grandmother, every person I saw walking down the street, my mom. Everybody's like, keep your cool, keep your cool. Don't argue with the refs. And so I had to ask myself, is it that bad? Does it look that bad that everyone I see, I'm in a grocery store, got keep your cool? I'm Jesus Christ, this must be bad. And so, I had to have a real seminar with myself. I must be out there looking bad. And so I just told myself, I'm not going to worry about the officials. I'm just going to play the game. And obviously, as far as helping those guys up, I respect them. There's a mutual respect. They're champions, we're champions. And, like I said, that goes along the same lines of me. I'm telling you, I had this whole document ready. I was ready to bash everybody. But I have too much respect for them, and the things that they bring to the floor, a great leader in LeBron and Kyrie, that's where the help comes, because at the end of the day, it's basketball, and I think so many times we let outside things make it more than that, and like it's basketball. I think, why wouldn't I help a guy up off the floor? Like, owners have drinks together at halftime. Like, while we're battling, they're having drinks together at halftime, and yet, like, I'm supposed to, like, see a guy fall and look at him and, like, no, I'm not helping you up. No, I'm just going to try to punish you on the floor. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. So I think, you feel that at times during the game where you're like, all right, I can't help him up. It's too heated right now. But for the most part, like, everyone wants us to hate each other, hate this guy life, hate that guy life, but it shouldn't be that way. Are we going to compete? Absolutely. We're going to compete to the highest level. But oh man, I hate this guy and I'm supposed to hate that guy. Like, everyone else don't do it, so why should we? It's the way I look at it.
Thanks, guys.